A wood box of chips. My chips are memory chips, of which I take one out and try to relive something that happened in my youth and hopefully tell a story and try to figure out what I might have learned from that. This story this evening is about my first real job. I'd had jobs as babysitters, but I'd never had a real job. So when a friend of mine and I heard about the summer employment that we were going to apply for, I was really excited. I was going to get a paycheck, I was going to work, and this would really be fun. There were some requirements for that job. You had to be at least 14. You had to be a certain height. And I think you had to be really stupid to take it. Since I easily qualified for all three, I was 14, I was sort of tall for my age, and I was really, really stupid. The job was detasseling corn. And we were going to work all day long, all summer long, for 40 cents an hour. And if we lasted the whole summer, we would get a dime an hour extra as a bonus. So for 50 cents an hour, I got up at 5 o'clock every morning, got dressed in some crummy old clothes. My dad took me over to meet a bus in front of a big building that was in charge of all this. And we rode for 45 minutes out to a farm field. And when we got to the farm field, all we did all day was go up one row and come down another row and go up a row and come down a row, detasseling the top of the corn stalks. It was absolutely positively the worst job one could ever think of. But there was always that little light at the end of the tunnel that you get a dime extra an hour if you stuck it out all summer. Besides that, my father goaded me every day that I'd never make it. He did that because he knew me. He knew I was stubborn enough to defy him and keep the job and go all summer. But I'm here to tell you that there was a little extra reason why I lasted all summer for that job. And it's because every day we got on the bus, if you went way to the back where the big girls were sitting, you didn't want to sit with them. In fact, they wouldn't let us sit with them. But if you sat just a couple rows in front, you could hear the best stuff ever. Every single morning, the big girls in the back of the bus would tell about what they did last night, or the night before, or last weekend. And to this 14-year-old little girl who didn't know most of those things, I learned more on that bus than I would ever have learned from my mother, from the library, or from the whole school system. Because, as I like to refer to it, I learned the facts of life from those girls on the bus. So as we got up and down the rows every single day and got back on that bus, and when I got home, my mother wouldn't let me in the house until I got hosed down because I was so dirty and smelly. And as I suffered through this whole summer just to earn 50 cents an hour, I stand here tonight to tell you that my life would never have been the same if it hadn't been for the big girls on the back of the bus.
Yeah!